Hello Formula One fans and welcome back. We are here with another stunning video. This time we're going to take a look at something that sometimes slips people's minds, and that is the flags. You need to learn so many things before becoming a die-hard Formula One fan. If you're new to the sport, you should know there are lots of rules and regulations on the sport, and they change pretty much every single year. So it may be confusing, and drivers adapt themselves to it, and as fans, you should as well. Flags are waved to communicate to the drivers and the team and the rest of the world that there's something going on in the grid. This is extremely important, and it's vital for the drivers to know which flags are being raised, because let's face it, this is for their safety after all. We already know that Formula One is an extremely fast-paced sport. Drivers are on the track for over 180 miles an hour. Sometimes they just won't see the flag, so there's a section on the steering wheels of the cars that light up according to the flag that's raised, which, personally thinking, that is so cool. Of course, the race engineers will also tell them over the radio. By the time they know which flag is raised, they are informed where the hazard specifically is so they can slow down and avoid it. Because let's face it, we don't actually want these drivers to be in danger. So, what are the different flags in Formula One and how should drivers respond to them? Yellow flags can be raised in many ways, but essentially they all mean the same, that there is a hazard on the track. Cars may have gone to the barriers or there's debris flying all over the track. They are also usually accompanied by safety cars. A single stationary yellow flag means that overtaking is prohibited due to the danger near the track. When double yellow flags are waved, it still means that overtaking is prohibited but due to a blocked track. Speed reduction is also required in a yellow flag. This is especially important because flying things on the track can be life-threatening. Take a look in 2009. Felipe Massa lost consciousness on the track because he was hit in the face by a spring from Rubens Barrichello's car. Massa suffered eye damage and was concussed, potentially ending his Formula One career. Drivers should react fast to the flag since the situation could potentially endanger either themselves or maybe even others. A red flag can also be waved after the yellow flag if the incident is really bad. This flag means that the session is suspended or stopped due to imminent danger to competitors or spectators, maybe even due to bad weather. This can be raised during the race itself, the qualifying session, or even the practice session. Drivers must reduce their speed and immediately make their way back to the pit lane. This flag may be present after a big crash so that officials can ensure that the safety of anyone involved is not compromised. It can last as long as possible, but not really more than 3 hours to remove all possible danger on the road. Sometimes when the weather is really bad, they will just cancel the race. The last time it happened was in the 2021 Belgian Grand Prix in Spa, as it did not resume after 2 laps behind the safety car. It was the first race in 7 years to suffer this fate. With the red flag though, teams are allowed to repair their cars and change their tyres. The green flag isn't really that confusing. It just means normal racing conditions applied. Sometimes it's shown following a yellow flag to make it known that the hazard has passed and everyone is free to overtake and resume race pace. Aside from the green flag, the checkered one is also the most easiest to understand. It means that the session is completed, normally shown to the race leader as they finish their race, unless you're Michael Schumacher in the 1998 British Grand Prix. But that's a story for another video. Now, the next lot of flags are a little bit more confusing, and to be perfectly honest, I only learned one of these just a little bit recently. When you're at the bottom of the grid, you need to realise that some cars are bound to overtake you. The blue flag is shown to a car that's about to be lapped by a faster car. Now, if the driver ignores 3 consecutive blue flags, a penalty is issued. The white flag, on the other hand, is raised to warn drivers that there are slow-moving vehicles on the track. These can be other race cars or miscellaneous vehicles like medical cars. They really do warn you of absolutely everything that's going on the track, even if it's far from you. Now, there are flags with 2 different colours on there. The black flag with the orange circle means that one of the drivers has a mechanical problem with their car, and it's best that they return to the pit lane after seeing this. Now, this is the one I've only just found out about. Along with the flag, the driver's number will be shown to specify who has issues with their car. Then there's the yellow and red flag. It's striped vertically to warn Formula One drivers that the track is slippery because of either water or oil. This can also be raised whenever there's a random animal on the track, but if that's the situation, the flag isn't waved, it's just instead rocked from side to side. When you see flags that have the colour black on them, that's when it does get pretty serious. The half black, half white flag is shown to warn the driver of unsportsmanlike conduct. It's also accompanied by the driver's race number, so that's a little bit embarrassing. But it's only a warning that the driver's done something illegal, but not bad enough to be punished. But if they don't fix their attitude, they get the worst flag of them all, the black flag. The infamous black flag means that the driver is disqualified and must return to the pits immediately. They won't be a part of the race anymore. You don't actually see the black flag much. The last time it was shown was in 2007 during the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. Massa and Fisichella were both shown black flags because they had left the pit lane when the red light at the end of the pit lane was still on. The most memorable black flag was given to Hans Heyer during the 1977 German Grand Prix. That time he only had minimal experience in Formula One, so his qualifying was horrific to say the least. He didn't qualify the race, but he started on the grid by the Grand Prix. He was given a DNQ, a DNF and a DSQ in just one single race. Although that is bad, that's quite awesome fact. Now, it's really important that they raise the right flags in all of these situations. A fast with the flags can ruin the whole session, and hell, it might even ruin a driver's career.